Okay, everyone, to whom this may concern, anybody that wants to be free from an oppressive system, I'm calling the Weld County Sheriff. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions, which leads to the truth that this whole system is a contract, is contractual, voluntary, because there's no law that says you have to have a birth certificate, no law that says you have to have a social security card, yet they require these voluntary contracts to obtain driver's license, which to me, if you're under the assumption that their law has power and you don't have a choice, then it would seem as though in order to drive you need to get your driver's license, you need to get your birth certificate and social security card, which I see it as once you enter into the birth certificate and social security card, now you have to follow their laws. So I'm going to try to gain an understanding on this one concept. And seeing how this entire country is bankrupt, it will probably more than likely be very difficult to find this truth, the key of knowledge, that it's voluntary.
You have reached the Weld County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency,
Oh,
please dial 911. If you're calling regarding a jail inmate, press 3 now. If you know the extension number of the person you're trying to reach, you may enter it at any time. If you need to report a non-emergency crime, press 1 to reach the Weld County Regional Communications. To reach law enforcement records, press 4. For alternative...
I gotta address a couple issues here.
Okay, communications, Mike.
Hey Mike, I am trying to contact the Weld County Sheriff. The last time I didn't feel as though any of the options were good for what I wanted to ask, so I went to it transferred me straight to the work release program, which was evidently not what I wanted to talk to. So now I pressed 1. I don't think you're who I want to talk.
Already? Can I send you a meet by phone?
Are you there?
Yeah, I am. It'll be just a moment. 11:48. And I didn't dispatch the Windsor high school stuff yet. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Radio traffic.
Okay.
So, what is it you're calling about, sir?
Well, I'm finding out that the birth certificate and social security card, you need those documents to get a driver's license, and those documents are voluntary. So the position that I'm taking is that you don't have to get a driver's license if you don't have a birth certificate and social security card. Driver's license are only privileges for people who are in contracts. So what I'm trying to gain is an understanding between your entity called the Weld County Sheriff and me, a free man, Dwayne Brothwell, who's not in contract with you, gain that understanding.
Gain the understanding that you need a birth certificate and a social security card to get a driver's license?
To gain the understanding that in order to get a driver's license, you have to have a birth certificate, which is voluntary. Therefore, you do not have to give a driver's license if you don't have those contracts. And I feel as though you guys are breaking the law when you guys try to force somebody into contract with you. And because I think that you guys are operating in commerce, voluntary commerce, where people voluntarily entering into your jurisdiction
Okay.
of your
Are you trying to get a driver's license or no?
No, I'm trying to, like I said before, I'm trying to gain an understanding between you and I that you have no power over me.
Okay.
I know you guys are 18 trillion in debt, so it may be very difficult for you to understand. seeing how you guys are lacking a lot of education and...
Well, I do have a 4-year degree, sir.
Yeah. Who controls the degree which you obtained? Is it the banks and corporations through the birth certificate and social security card?
No, I went to a state university. So,
is a state university a corporation owned by international bankers? I think the whole system is owned by the international bankers voluntarily contracts through the birth certificate and social security card.
All right. Do you want to talk to an officer about this?
I don't know. Who's the spokesman for your entity, your corporation there? I guess. I don't know who I need to talk to. I don't think an officer. I think an officer.
Because I don't know if you're talking about the DMV or Social Security.
Well, here's my issue. You guys pull people over, assuming that you have power over them. And
we enforce the law.
Well, the law, according to my understanding, is voluntary through the birth certificate and social security card. That's what I'm trying to gain an understanding with you with.
Okay, so you have questions about the law. I can have
No, I don't have I already know the law does not apply to me because I'm not voluntarily in contract with you, because you actually enforce statutes, codes, and regulations. Okay, if I'm correct.
Just a second, I have some more radio, okay?
All right. Well, please forgive me for my frustration. I am oppressed, trying to find the truth, trying to reason with bankrupted people. I just pray that I have a little more patience and wisdom here, because this is very critical stuff. These guys think that they're smart because they have a 4-year degree from someone who's not teaching them the truth or the key of knowledge that these contracts are voluntary. Because it's commerce, and commerce, people will always sugarcoat their product to get you into contract. They will not tell you the full truth of the details of the contract, because it's commerce. Buying and selling. Buyer beware. Lord Jesus, please give me the words to speak.
Thanks for holding, sir.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay. So, you wanted to know if it's lawful and voluntary to have a birth certificate be a requirement or a voluntary thing to obtain a driver's license.
My understanding is that to enter into your system, you have to have a birth certificate. And the birth certificate is voluntary. So what's happening is people are voluntarily giving up their rights, and they are trading their rights for privileges. And I believe that when a man does not want to enter into your jurisdiction and sign to the birth certificate and social security card, that you guys are unlawfully forcing a contract upon that man who does not want to enter into your bankruptcy. Because to my knowledge, those are instruments of bankruptcy that enter us into your bankrupted jurisdiction of commerce that is controlled by the international bankers through the legal language. I'm trying to be as plain and clear so that a simple first grader could understand, I'm hoping. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Okay.
75. I have one of the busier channels at this point. That's why I have to keep putting you on hold, unfortunately.
All right. All right.
So to obtain a driver's license, you need to be able to prove that you are a citizen of the United States.
Yes. Yes, and that's voluntary.
Why you have to,
And I believe that's
why
voluntary.
would that be voluntary?
Well, because in order to be a United States citizen, you have to have a birth certificate, which is voluntary.
Okay, Social Security number or
Did you know that?
must present their non-laminated Social Security card. Two 6. Lemon 7. What alley? Good night, man. Lemon 7. So even if you're not a resident of the United States,
Yeah, resident is someone who is in contract and is doing business.
Identification to prove who you are, right? To obtain an ID or a driver's license.
Yeah, the birth certificate and social security card are required for obtaining all the other privileges, and the birth certificate and social security card are voluntary.
According to who?
Well, I called Ron at Vital Statistics and he admitted it. There is no law. The law says a certificate must be filed, but
Hold on a second. You can call, go ahead. I'm with you. Sorry, who finally admitted what?
What is your name?
5-1. I'm 59. Who said that it was voluntary?
What is your name?
My name's Michael.
Hi, Michael. And what is your duties there?
I am a supervisor in the comm center.
Call?
And I'd be happy to have an officer advise you about the law, or I
Yeah.
can transfer you to the DMV and they can let you know what their requirements are to
Yeah.
obtain a driver's license or an ID.
Yeah, I believe that I don't have to have those
Okay?
because I
Regardless of
rescinded
what
my
your
birth.
belief is or not, I can get you to the people who can tell you what the law says or does not say.
Yeah.
So what is it you want me to do for you?
I want you to admit to me that since there is no law that says that you have to have a birth certificate and social security card, therefore I don't have
What's
to
your
get
name again, sir?
Dwayne Brothwell.
Okay, Dwayne.
Yeah, and if you try to connect me,
Or admit to you about anything, I'm here to get you help or refer you to someone who can help you.
yeah.
So, what is it I can do for you? Do you want to talk to an officer or do you want to talk to?
I want to establish an understanding that I am no longer, that you no longer have power over me as a free man.
The question is incredibly simple.
Yeah, well, I'm not here to answer your
Do
question.
you want to talk to an officer, or do you want to talk to DMV?
Yeah, you are right. The question is very simple. I want to gain an understanding between you and me that you do not have power over me lawfully. I think that's pretty simple.
Okay. Well, I am not a sworn officer, so I
Okay.
don't have the power to enforce the law. If you want
Right.
to talk to someone who would, in your terms, have power over you to enforce the law, I can certainly
Okay.
have that or make that
Okay,
happen.
well, okay, I understand. Now, when you say enforce the law, or do you mean constitutional law or do you mean legal law under the contract of the birth certificate and social security card? Which one are you talking about?
Again, I can't advise you on either. It
Yeah.
would have to be the officer.
So I guess you don't know what you're talking about when you say someone who enforces the law. I guess you don't know what you're saying then.
I guess you can spin it however you'd like, but until I get your name and a phone number, I can't really get you anyone to help you.
All right. Well, my name is Dwayne Brothwell. A lot of you people down there know me already.
Okay, and what's your phone number?
337-366-5173.
Okay, one more time on that.
337-366-5173. Because
I heard you just fine. I just needed to verify.
okay,
I'll have an officer call you. Do you know what city you live in?
yeah, actually, what I think you guys are doing is you guys are breaking the law by forcing people into contract, and you will
what city do you
be
live in, so I can have
you
the
will
right
be
officer
brought
call you.
charges will be brought against you guys for trying to force a contract on someone. So
Okay, what city do you live in, so I can have the right officer call you?
have a good day. I'll wait for the phone call.